like, I don't want to attack you personally, but have your mind set on, ridiculing the other religion.
I'm not ridiculing it. I'm
Well,
just telling you what I feel. I do not think it's that well written. I'm halfway through. Everybody told me it was a miraculous, beautiful read. It's not. It's chaotic. It doesn't make any sense. For example, it has this chapter of Miriam where you go about 4 verses in, and then it talks about Miriam for like 2 sentences, and then it doesn't talk about Miriam at all. It completely shifts to another topic.
So, my grandmother is from Nazareth. I grew up less than 60 miles from Nazareth in Jerusalem and all of these places. And the reason I'm Muslim is because the Bible, as much as there is truth in it, of course, and there's a lot of truth and there's a lot of depth and all of that. The problem with the Bible is you can bring someone like Shakespeare or ChatGPT, and you can replace any content with something else, and it would pass. The Quran, you need to know this. There's no poetry.
Are you saying ChatGPT is determining? There was a study done that
showed.
No,
I'm just giving it as an example.
Hold on, though. You do know there's a study done that showed that 54% of ChatGPT's responses were incorrect.
I'm just giving it as an example.
But it doesn't matter if it's an example, right? It's just wrong. Because like if you're saying ChatGPT holds up to this standard, it doesn't matter because ChatGPT is wrong 54% of the time.
Okay, like I said, it's an example. You could bring Shakespeare and he would write something in the Bible in his own way and it would pass. The Quran, there's no poetry or rap
ChatGPT won't do it because of the what do you call it, the political correctness programmed around it. Just like if I asked ChatGPT to make a picture of like a gay dude being thrown off a roof, it won't do it, right? So ChatGPT won't do things that cross certain boundaries. So they won't write a verse because ChatGPT doesn't want to cross the political correctness boundary.
Okay, bro, you're stuck on ChatGPT. I just gave that as an example. I told you Shakespeare can rewrite something in the Bible.
I thought you were saying ChatGPT. If you asked it to write Shakespeare, it could, but it won't write. My mistake. It doesn't matter. No. This claim I disagree with. I think anybody, like I think a child with a crayon could write something better than the Quran.
So okay, now I get it. Like, I don't want to attack you personally, but have your mind set on ridiculing the other religion.
I'm not ridiculing it. I'm just telling you what I feel. I do not think it's that well written. I'm halfway through. Everybody told me it was a miraculous, beautiful read. It's not. It's chaotic. It doesn't make any sense. For example, it has this chapter of Miriam where you go about 4 verses in, and then it talks about Miriam for like 2 sentences, and then it doesn't talk about Miriam at all. It completely shifts to another topic. It's incoherent. It doesn't have any narrative to it. It doesn't follow anything.
Half of the chapter is about Miriam. What do you mean?
Not really. It jumps all around.
Yeah. Well, you can tell him that in the Quran, there's a verse that says it's not the eyes that are blind, it's the hearts inside the chests.
But that's a scapegoat, right? So that when you have,
it's not, but it's true.
It is a scapegoat because here's the thing. If you say the Quran is beautifully written and that's the evidence that is from God, and then I read it and I say, well, it's not beautifully written. You get to scapegoat and say, well, that's because you've been blinded. Your heart has been closed off and you can't see the beauty in it. You have a scapegoat to never actually prove your evidence.
But 2 billion people who actually read it think it's the most beautiful book in the world.
Majority of Muslims were born into Islam.
Well, that's fine. But a lot of people read it and actually they would sacrifice their life if they have to because they believe in this, and they're not necessarily stupid, broke.
I'm not saying they're stupid.
You don't categorize them.
I'm saying they've been what do you called primed. So they've been primed their whole lives to call this beautiful, to hit to that standard, right? If everybody tells you as a child all the way you're growing up that this is the most beautiful book in the world, you're going to think it's the most beautiful book in the world.
But I just want to say, Big John, you clearly have an answer for all of this, and it's because you don't want to see the beauty in it. Again, that's a scapegoat about Jesus. But no. To have a bad perspective about Jesus, even if you're Hindu, even if you're an atheist or whatever, would be stupid. So to have a bad idea about the Quran without even reading it.
I'm
And like I
halfway
said,
through.
read it.
I am reading it.
Read it, and put yourself in the prophet's shoes from a psychological point of view. With every verse, ask yourself, what's his motives?
Right.
Is he
So
lying
it seems to
And-
me that his motives are to be like king. That seems to be his motives, because he
and
has
he addresses that
he has
in the Quran.
different, of course he's going to address that, because that's the thing. If you're doing something that's giving you power
But
over,
I could say the same thing about Jesus.
hold on, let me finish. If you're doing something that's that is giving the image of giving you power over other people and making you exceptions to the rule, you're going to have to come up with some sort of excuse or reason why nobody's going to like call you out and say you're just doing this for power. Of course you're going to have to do that.
But I could say the same thing about Jesus.
What kind of power did Jesus seek?
But to be a king.
What kind of power did Jesus seek?
Well, he wanted to be the king of the Jews, right?
What kind of power did Jesus seek?
To be the king.
What kind of power did Jesus seek?
Like I said, to be he wanted.
Did he take money?
No.
Did he take slaves?
No.
Did he take wives?
No. And Muhammad
did he take a home?
never ever take any of those.
Did he take a home?
But he took no, he didn't take a home.
Okay, did he force his servants to serve him, or did he serve his servants?
He served his servants, and the same with Muhammad.
Okay, so Muhammad took money. Muhammad had a home. Muhammad took slaves. Muhammad took wives. Muhammad was allowed to have more wives than the other Muslims, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing Muhammad took power.
The only thing that's true in this statement is the wives thing. I mean, having a home, what does that mean? And by the way, there's a wisdom in having wives, because Jesus didn't have a wife. He didn't have children. So how could you learn about
right? So what I'm saying is Muhammad had certain standards given to him. For example, was Muhammad allowed to have more wives than other Muslims?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. But you have to understand why. Solomon or David had 1,000 wives.
And that doesn't, yeah. So again, we don't look at David as the model. We look at Jesus. We don't follow David. We follow Jesus.
No, but but you have to believe in David, right?
I have to believe he exists.
But you have to believe that he was a messenger of God, and what he did with having 1,000 wives is immoral.
I can say David did immoral things. David did things that were wrong. Okay.
Well, I don't think that there are reasons for having multiple wives. There were a lot of them were widows, and so there's a reason for this.
So all I'm saying is, as I'm reading the Quran, it seems to be that Muhammad is seeking power, and that seems to be the reason why he had this religion.
Absolutely not. When he died, he had his clothes on him, so there was no. Again, if you analyze him from a psychological point of view, be absolutely critical, absolutely skeptical. Think of his motives with every verse.
Right, I do think of his motives. So for example,
look, I just want to tell you something.
No. So for example, the Quran commands that when you subjugate Christians, that you force them to pay the jizya. Right, that's a thing of power.
Okay, cool. The jizya. So Muslims have to pay taxes. In the Christians or whoever is non-Muslim, he had to pay something called jizya, which was less than what the Muslim paid.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
No, well, look it up.
I did.
Okay, show me.
No, I'm not going to do that right now. So the Quran states, all the Quran states is that when you rule over these Christians, they have to pay a protection fee, a jizya, right? So they're forced under the rule of the Muslims, and then they have to pay a tax on that. Right, that doesn't seem like somebody who's not seeking power.
But be fair.
Whether it's fair or not. Look, listen. It could be fair, but it's still somebody who's seeking power.
No, you're establishing a state. They have to pay taxes.
So you force somebody to live under your rule and make them pay your taxes. Okay.
No, you're giving them protection. You're making them pay less taxes than Muslims. Yeah.
Okay. Prove to me that they paid less taxes.
You show me.
No, you prove to me. I can't hear you when you're out of the app, by the way.
I don't know how to. I have to get out of the app to look it up.
You don't have a reference? You don't have this memorized?
No. But listen. I'm gonna leave But I just want to say that as a Muslim, I really don't give a fuck about religion.
Swearing is haram.
Sorry, I apologize. I really don't care about religion. All I care about is the truth. If I wasn't convinced with Islam, I would.
So then why is Islam true?
Because after reading it thousands of times of the Quran and analyzing the psychological.
You did not read it thousands of times.
Dude, I speak Arabic.
It doesn't mean you've read it thousands of times.
I've read it more than thousands of times, tens of thousands.
You've read the Quran 10,000s of the entire Quran 10,000. Okay, hold on.
I listen to it.
We're gonna do the math. Hold on.
I listen to it. Listen, when I work out, when I'm driving my car, I'm listening to it.
So there are 77,000 words in the Quran. How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay, so.
Dude, I listen to it every time, like every day, at least 2 hours. And this has been going on for like 15 years.
Why didn't that work? Hold on. Let me pull up my calculator.
Again, man, listen, I'm giving you a proposition. You seem to be hell-bent on like, oh, it's so ridiculous, it's so stupid. But again, analyze it from a psychological point of view. See his motives with every verse. Be as skeptical as possible, but also
so you read. Hold on, just to be clear, you said you read this. We just did. So for you to have read the Quran thousands of times, you would have had to read 1,707 words a day.
Okay, which is how long? How long is the?
Well, like the average like page of like words is like 40 to 50.
Nah, it's got to be more. Anyway, I listened to it. Listen, I remember. You can bring a verse in Arabic.
You've maybe read it 10 times.
Listen, I don't know what to swear to you, but it's been more than thousands of times.
Bring a verse. Okay, if you read the Quran thousands of times, right?
Yeah, bring a verse.
Then you should have it. You should have it memorized.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have it memorized.
Well, you've read it again, bring a verse.
Bring a verse, and I'll finish it for you.
Okay.
But in Arabic,
chapter 44, verse 10. What does it say?
No, I don't know that. You gotta start with the verse,
okay.
and I'll finish
it. So, prophet, watch for the day.
In Arabic, it has to be in Arabic. I mean, translation is different in every book.
Well, hold on. How do you say prophet, watch for the day in Arabic?
Prophet, watch for the day?
Yep.
What does that mean?
How do you say watch out for the day in Arabic?
I don't know. I mean, it could be, I don't know. Watch out for the day. What does that even mean? Watch out for the day.
Okay.
Be careful.
Okay, we'll do a different one. Finish this one. By the scripture.
Again,
how do you say by the scripture in Arabic?
Wal-kitab. It could be wal-kitab, wal-dhikr. Could be many things.
Okay, finish it. So dhikr and then finish it.
What's after that? I'll finish.
You said all I had to do is read the verse and you'd be able to finish it. Okay, I'll do another one.
Again,
I have let these people and their fathers enjoy long lives. I don't know, but do you want me to read? Can you just admit you lied? Can you just admit you lied?
No, I didn't lie. Read it in Arabic, and I'll finish it for you. I mean, this could be interpreted.
So if you know Arabic, that way, listen. If you read the Quran thousands of times, if I give you a word in English, you should be able to tell me what it is in Arabic.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
I mean, listen. The translation is different in a lot of Qurans in English or other languages. So it could be.
Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. We'll do it. I'll give you the first 2 words in Arabic of a random verse, and you tell me what the rest says.
Okay.
Okay.
ألا إنهم يثنون
Okay. What's the rest say?
I don't know that verse.
Oh,
yeah,
crazy. We'll do another. We'll do another one. I'll pick another random one.
Sure.
Okay.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا.
Keep going, because this one, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, is so common.
I'll pick another one.
ألا تقاتلون قوما.
I don't know that verse either, but I will.
So you were lying.
No, I'm not lying, but I'll read.
You're lying.
Listen.